common U.S. cuts of pork. Oh, oh. Common U.S. cuts of lamb. And then there's what's known as the veal. Oh, the stuffed breast. Now, I wanted those in law enforcement to understand, yes, that saying an individual's mentally ill when they're not, yes, could cause me to be involved in what's known as Medicaid fraud. Oh. Now, I know these individuals known as the indigent, yes, where the state actually put in this General Rule 34, yeah, the conditions necessary for you to waive all surcharges and fees, yes, and then to appoint somebody to represent them, yeah. Now, an individual who is not represented by a qualified legal service provider, or an attorney, working in conjunction with qualified legal service providers shall be deemed to be indigent within the meaning of this rule if such person on the basis of the information presented establishes that. Yes. I'm currently receiving assistance under need-based, means-tested assistance programs such as the following. Yes. Now, for every attorney in the United States, why don't you get me their bar association numbers? Yes. Because there was this thought, yes, you're indigent. You fit the actual description of the court rules of Washington State. And you had to go to the Northwest Justice Project, yes, or you had to go to these various attorney firms and say, well, do you have any attorneys in your individual firm that does any pro bono work for those that are indigent? Yes. But I found out in the last 2 days, yes, that the court themselves can actually pay for an attorney on my behalf. See, it could be that the whole population had misunderstood what was available to them. Yes. Well, you spend your whole life running around to different attorneys asking them if they would help you. Yes. When it would have been easier to just fill out this form. Ex parte in writing, accompanied by a mandatory form created by the Administrative Office of the Courts. Now, why don't you get me that form in the state of Washington? Whereby the applicant attests to his or her financial status in the case of an individual represented by a qualified legal service provider or an attorney. Yes. Now, there's this idea of the indigent's ability to secure access to judicial relief from a judicial officer in the applicable trial court. Yes. See, it could be, yes, that all these poor indigent individuals that do fit the actual economic guidelines in the GR 34 were told by courts, well, you need to go get an attorney. When the court sat there, yes, and could have allowed them to go get an attorney without having to go pro bono, yes, and not have to go through all these different charities where they receive contributions of the individuals known as the Washington State Bar Association. See, I did a lot of research on the suggested number of hours each year. Yeah. That attorneys should volunteer to help the indigent. But it seemed like they were too cheap to understand exactly. So what they did, they would take their number of hours as a firm and donate it to a charity, yes, known as a 501c3. Yeah, they did. And then they'd use those hours kind of as a corporate gift to the charity as their pro bono hours right now. When this general rule says that any indigent person that has need of legal representation, the court could award the indigent the actual attorney fees. Now I know the federal government has certain guidelines on the amount of money that they pay. Yes, $125, I think it was, or maybe 150. But the truth is, this whole nation has been led to believe a lie.